All right. I did not mean for this stream to begin immediately, but I guess it did. So, congratulations while you enjoy me trying to get this nonsense working. Hi, Millen Shah and G-Chan. It's time to go nuts. You didn't see that on the home screen. Nobody saw that on the home screen. It wasn't there. You can't prove it. What, G-Chan? Loopers? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see any loopers. Oh, good gracious. So, if you've stumbled across this stream for no particular reason, thank G-Chan in chat for it, because G-Chan was feeling sad and afraid after being abandoned by the rest of the Australian streamer mafia? I don't know. I didn't think this bit through too much. I wasn't even expecting to be live for the next 5 minutes, but I guess I am now. But I'm mostly just here to hang out and struggle through Tetris Effect. Gonna see if I can cap out some scores while we listen to some sick tunes. Finally, Tetris stream is real. It is true. Just realized I've completely obstructed my screen with like 4 water bottles, so I'm just gonna quickly move all of those. We can get into this nonsense. You missed Magus on Thursday? What was supposed to happen on Thursday? I'm confused. You were generally missing him on Thursday? I suppose that's hardly surprising. Thank you for joining us, 07th fan. Good to see you here. Now, I should say the reason that I have decided to stream, other than generally appeasing poor young G-Chan, is that I've got a little announcement to make. Coming up at a Thursday near you, Gap of the Reader is going to be live for the first time in a long while since before the pan. You can't hear me? Yeah, I didn't turn the switch down. Thank you for letting me know. We haven't done a live show in a long while because of lockdowns and other various conundrums, but we finally got an approval from the higher-ups at our home station, 2SER, to do a live show in just a few days' time that I am very much looking forward to. And I wanted to kind of come here, canvas what you would be interested in hearing about while we're live. Because it is, hopefully, if I could get the tech working right, going to be a simulcast, both onto SER and here. I'm going to be talking about some murder mystery stuff, as we usually do on Death of the Reader, but also kind of branching into the broader crimey media. I have a J-drama that I've been watching that I want to talk about, which has been pretty riotous. You're going to be reading YouTube chat? That is the plan. If the YouTube stream works, which is optimistically going to happen, we will be reading chat. So it will be a live death of the reader in arguably the truest sense. I promise I'll get at least one T-spin in tonight. I promise it'll be a good one. Maybe Tetris wasn't the best game to play. This takes way too much of my focus. What's happening in chat? I can see a bunch of messages that have been censored by YouTube. There we go. Yeah, the J-drama that we're going to be talking about is going to be the case files of Young Kindaichi 5th Generation, which I've been watching with my sister. And that show is absolutely great fun. It's one of those shows, like, odds are if you're watching this YouTube video, you found us through the 07th expansion stuff. And that show, having come from that kind of world of, here we go, there you go, T-spin, one done for the night, we're finished. If you've come from the 07th world, watching the case files of Young Kindaichi is the most bizarre. Hello, welcome Dig Vijay Singh, good to have you here. It's just so interesting because, like a lot of the crime fiction that inspired the kind of 07th stuff, you can just absolutely smell it. It's all over the page. There's so many references to things that you'll know and love if you've kind of immersed in Eastern crime fiction. And I mean, having such a good time with it because it's like, it's not the best show, but I'm looking forward to kind of getting a bit more in depth with it. But also, if you guys have any shows that you want us to watch, to talk about on this kind of live show, in the case that it does become a regular thing, hopefully, I'd love to know what sort of stuff you nerds have been watching so we can put it in the pipeline, see what we can fit on the show, see if we can get people on to speak about it. I couldn't enjoy the show without being a snob. I mean, I suppose that's true, G-Chan, but also I am enjoying the show so much because of how much it benefits me to be a snob about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this one. I've seen this trick. I've trained for this day my entire life. Oops, I looked at chat and I immediately misdropped. Thank you everyone for your help. I am the best at Tetris. I'm sure this will be fine. Knowing about stuff to have a foothold on media is half the war. Oh yeah. I mean, I've mentioned it a few times in the Discord server, which I think is still linked in the description. I didn't change the description because I wasn't expecting it to be live yet. But, like... too much focus. Too much! You know, it's generally a really great time knowing about all of this stuff, and one of the shows that people keep just prodding me to check out is Only Murders in the Building. Ben and I watched like 2 episodes, I want to say. Can't say I was immediately the hugest fan of that show, but like, it seems like a good time. We'll probably get to it at some point on the live shows that we're doing. Try to get those last few lines in as a actual tris. Breathe. What a relief. What a relief. Tetris Effect is a great time, by the way. I did did not play any Tetris for any of my life until I found this game, and not been doing like a ton of this super lately, but it got me hooked on the game. There's also a VR version, which I was tempted to try and stream, but I figured I should probably tech test that a bit before trying to do it on impromptu short notice. The hold detective? Tell me more about the hold detective. I'm curious. You put the word detective in a sentence, I am professionally obligated to be interested. At least I think that's what it says in my contract. I think this level is liable to kill me. I continue making just such epic misplays. Oops. No such thing as a bad drop, just very delayed T-spins. With a good detective. That oh yeah. I don't know if this is fat finger problem so much as me just being, like, generally bad. Unless you were talking about you were mistyping something, in which case you can really see how much concentration this is taking out of me. I've managed to make it the whole way to the end apparition of this, like, a few times over, but very rarely cleanly. I beat the final level of this game while I was on a flight during turbulence, and I swear that was the most immersive gaming experience I've ever had. My adrenaline was through the roof. This game wasn't so good, it probably would have been awful. That was definitely not the play. Oh jeez, what have I done? I don't like this. Last time you checked, you got 3/5 towards the end of this game. That's a solid effort. My friends and I have also been grinding out the master mode of this, which I definitely do not have the attention span to do on stream, but is also a good time. Not the best option for scoring, but I guess we'll rock it. Oh no! I set myself up for T-spin and absolutely butchered it. Hope you know you've interrupted Saw's watching a show tonight. What show were you gonna watch? Should we have it on Death of the Reader live this Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. on 2SER? Because, like, maybe we should. Well, definitely not my best score there, but I can't say I'm surprised. Come on, tell us the show. Gotta breathe before I continue. Oh my goodness. Have I missed anything in chat? Oh yeah, let's look up the good detective. South Korean television series. Alright, I'm interested. Analyze hit show The Boys and how the mystery is in it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the second season of The Boys. First didn't grab me so much. I've watched the first episode of season 3, and I'm frightened. I am frightened. Let's have a look at this. How can we grab this over here, and then it should be like that. There you go. So, South Korean television series starring, do I know any of these people? I don't think I do. We have on tonight's episode of Death of the Reader, which airs in about 50 minutes, we're talking about Miss Ma Nemesis, which is another K-drama, murder mystery-ish. Tells the stories of those who try to hide ugly truths and those who uncover them. Kang Do-chung has worked as a detective for the past 18 years. He was born and raised in Incheon. He investigates cases using his experience and personal connections, forgoing scientific technique or reasoning power. That is a frightening proposition. Has 9 years of experience. He investigates cases using evidence and insight. Right, so this is like kind of good cop, bad cop, but like competent cop, incompetent cop, and I assume that Kang, or however you pronounce his name, is just inexplicably good. Curious. I like it. Maybe I'll put this on the list. I'm gonna save that for later. Your first watch of a Korean show and the morality is so fickle in different countries. Stuff you wouldn't think is acceptable or shouldn't be. Old cop, young cop. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious to check it out. Like, there's definitely a lot of Western stuff that we, like, want to and intend to cover on this segment, but it's also our opportunity to kind of, like, fit in things that wouldn't normally fit on Death of the Reader. Like, it doesn't have to be related to the murder mystery world tour so much as it's just fun and interesting. So this is, like, perfect. I really appreciate the recommendation. I did have half a mind that I'm gonna get Ben to kind of talk about the mystery side of The Quarry, because he just finished streaming that. Well, he finished his first playthrough streaming that. I think he's still gonna finish the alternate playthroughs. I don't know how much there will be to say about, like, the mystery side of The Quarry. Goddamn summon recommendation. Hello, Smiley Data. This is just me kind of hanging out, talking about a new thing that we're doing later this week. Live show of Death of the Reader. Yeah, tell you what, I put in that title as a gag, but it seems to have honestly done the best of any title I've put on a stream ever. Ooh, that was a spicy misdrop. I didn't even see it for a few seconds there. Leave a nice big gap there. What's the worst that could happen? It's not like this will speed up anytime soon, you know? There we go. Dig ourselves out of the hole we made. Tell me, Smiley Nader, what exciting crime fiction-y stuff have you have you been enjoying recently that you think we should check out on our new live segment of Death of the Reader, Thursday nights occasionally on 2SER? Sounds like the YouTube algorithm? Yeah, you bet. Touched anything Uchikoshi? What is Uchikoshi? Because I probably certainly haven't. Most, like, Japanese thing I've touched outside the case files of Youngkin Daichi in the past, like, year has been purchasing Lupus, like, today, some hours ago, which I don't really know why I did. I don't think I'm actually going to read that. It was more just a sense of professional obligation. It's definitely a bad drop, but you know what? I'm gonna live with my choices there. Let's go like that. That's there. There we go. Oh, the Zero Escape. Yeah. I think this level of Tetris Effect, no matter what difficulty I play it on, is like always the first one I die on if I'm going for like a longer clear of journey mode, which if you're unfamiliar is the like story and campaign. Sorry that my Tetris gameplay isn't amazing, by the way. Like, Tetris on YouTube is a frightening space. There are people doing some inhuman things. And whilst I could have a sense of respect, I think the overwhelming feeling I'm left with is a sense of bewilderment. Why would I formally request your silence, G-Chan? I would only ever sarcastically request your silence. Yeah, seeing people that are good at Tetris is truly like one of the most bizarre things, especially when you start dealing with like the proper competitive, I think they call it finesse side, where like you have to figure out the optimal button combination to drop a piece like exactly where you want it, because any like lack of efficiency will just kind of get you killed. That stuff is frightening. What I'm doing right now is wizard shit. I mean, I will say, like, I mean, first of all, you can see how inconsistent I am, but, like, I have only played, like, a few months of Tetris, like, not in hours. I only started playing Tetris, like, late last year, and when I first started playing Tetris, I couldn't even handle the first level of this game at, like, the level 1 speed. And now I can do, like, close to 10 minutes on Master Mode, which is, like, ridiculous how quick you can make progress at a game like this, even not putting in a ton of effort. Smiley Nader, you are still my go-to recommendation as an alternative to actually reading all of Umineko alone. It's hard to get people into Umineko. It definitely is hard to get people into Umineko. I feel you. We've certainly done the rounds in the crime fiction community. Actually, I was talking to Ben about this the other day. There's someone from the old Rukenjima forum days who kind of writes like Umineko fanfiction. I forgot what their name was, but I remember stumbling across them on Twitter and finding out that, like, Martin Edwards, the chairman of the Detection Club, which was, like, Agatha Christie's murder mystery writers group, which still exists to this day, follows them on Twitter, and I thought that was hilarious. Heron, hello! I haven't seen you in a good while. This is Tetris Effect for the Nintendo Switch. But I think it's on PC, and I know it's on PC, and I know it's on Xbox and PlayStation. You can get it anywhere, and it has crossplay, which is super lovely. I didn't die on the level that normally kills me. That is I don't know if it's a noteworthy achievement, but it sure feels like an achievement. Yes, surprisingly small. I know, it's like, I think the strangest thing to me in terms of like discovering how small a place the internet was is like seeing, at least in the crime fiction community, how like easy it is to just get on and like talk to authors about stuff. I remember we had Margaret Hickey on the show just last week talking about her latest novel, Stone Town. and she gets on before the interview and is like, "Oh yeah, I'm such a huge fan of the show," and it's like, you know, we'd met at a pub once a few months ago. Like, it's just sort of strange how, like, you know, how ludicrously many people there are on the planet. How, like, small the network of, like, English-speaking internet users is. It's still a lot of people, but if you're in a place like this, you're probably not that many degrees of separation from a lot of people that you would respect on the internet. Wondered if we tricked any of them into reading Umineko yet. I've certainly... I know of at least one author who has downloaded the series. I don't even... Should I name and shame? Should I name and shame? Chat, should I name and shame the person who downloaded Umineko after we explicitly told them not to? Fun fact about Tetris, due to how the levels scale, the ideal difficulty for everyone... Hold on, I gotta be paused to read that one. Due to how the levels scale, it is the ideal difficulty for everyone. Accidentally a very good game design. Reverse psychology worked. It's basically the same way that Ben got me in. He's like, listen, you're never gonna read this story, here's a big spoiler, and I'm like, okay, I could read that. we did tell them about the anime. They fortunately at least took that part of our instruction seriously. Yeah, Tetris is a really interesting game in terms of, like, as you say there, Smiley-Nada, the design being, like, so simple. I was reminded, what with the Looker, that parody game of The Witness blowing up recently, that, like, you know, the Tetris effect in the way that we see simple game design mechanics in the world around us is, really, like, a really fascinating way to kind of approach game design, because, you know, The Witness, its mechanics are all incredibly simple and, like, really well laid out to teach you how they work, provided that you, like, you know, pay a bit of attention and don't run off in a random path at the start of the game. Not to single anyone out in particular. Is Umineko a manga you're in? Yeah, the Umineko manga is supposedly pretty good, but from what I understand, it's like, unless you're willing to get into some buccaneering, is pretty expensive. Just because, like, copies of it weren't particularly extensively printed, so there's not a lot of them. Something scarcity. I'm going to do the laziest T-spin ever. Makes sense, telling Umineko even harder, recommending it, they Google it, I will watch the anime, no, do not, interest ruined. It took someone else playing it on YouTube to finally coerce myself along to play with them. Yeah. It's so interesting that, like, a text like Umineko, which, you know, I think so many people I know who've read it say is, like, the greatest thing they've ever read, how nonetheless difficult it is to pitch. Alright, here we go. I am not going to be able to say anything until this level is over, probably. I've already made too many mistakes. This is a cast-ass trophy. Oops. I think my favorite part about Tetris Effect, this client in particular, is the, like, interactive music side of it. You know, it can be a little hard to tell if you're not hands on the controls, but, like, everything aside from kind of the drum loop and that guy singing right now is all my button inputs, and it feels so good. There. forget how visually noisy this game can be. It's certainly not going to be my greatest score at this level, but I will be happy to survive. Come on. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Whew! I feel like Tetris Effect would be a game that would be great on a vertical monitor. It's very similar. This has a VR mode, which I really enjoy. Like, the aesthetic of it is super fun. But it can definitely be, like, a little... Like, it all feels really tightly constricted visually in VR. Just because there's, like... so much empty space, as you say. 100 years from now, some archaeologists will find this Tetris game and think it's some sort of cult or religion. I mean, it feels like some sort of cult or religion. And no, Saws, it's sadly not a like motion-controlled Tetris game. I mean, I don't know if that's sad. It seems like it could be quite awful. Oops, I meant to slide that over there, but I guess we will live to learn with the consequences. Learn to live with the consequences? It's very easy to talk and play this game, I swear. I'm not struggling! Well, yeah, I think one of the reasons, like, you know, 3D Tetris games, you know, won't work is because of the simplicity, as Smiley Nader was saying earlier, is like one of the great gems of Tetris. But like doing a 3D environment Tetris, I think, is like something that Tetris Effect has really showed off some potential for. I mean, to be honest, like, not to have the hubris that I don't think anything could be better than Tetris Effect, but like, I think that they've done a phenomenally good job with like this as a proof of concept for something that will be like very hard to beat in the world of Tetris clients, just in terms of like general appeal. I know it's not like competitively super popular. I think Puyo Puyo Tetris is the more popular competitive Tetris client, at least as far as official clients go. I know a bunch of my friends swear by Tetrio. I see a lot of the YouTube clips from that as well. Yeah, Moon Buggy. I mean, I'm surprised I'm holding on as well as I am right now, Apparition, trying to stream and play this at the same time. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm well past trying to score. I think just trying to keep my stack low is probably irresponsible. Tetris would be better than 3D Tetris for Virtual Boy. That does sound horrifying, to be entirely honest. Oh my goodness. Hingamori Shintensaru. I think I got that right. I'm trying to read and play Tetris at the same time. It's a name I've not seen in a long time. I feel like we're getting the band back together over here. Speaking of getting the band back together, Death of the Reader will be live this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. AEST. Will be first edition of what we are calling Death of the Reader Undead. You get it because we're live. Shout out to my boss Anthony for coming up with that one. I sent him an email and I was like, I can't think of a title. And he sent that back and I realized I could never do any better. Ooh, that was a mess. Why did I do that? Both the title and the Tetris booth that I just played. Yeah, I mean, Death of the Reader, interestingly, was like always kind of meant to be a live show. It just so happened that like we kind of finished piloting the show right as I got a full-time job, and then as soon as I was out of full-time work, we ended up in the middle of some like pandemic thing. I forget the word. You know what? This is terrible. I'm gonna finally cave and use this to clean up my mess, because otherwise I am going to cause problems for myself. So, if you're unfamiliar with Tetris Effect, this is Zone Mode. And Zone Mode is meant to be a scoring thing, where you, like, get big combos to make your scores the best they can be. But if you're bad at the game, like I am, then it's for cleaning up the mess you made. I wish I had a button for the messes that I made in my day-to-day life. Okay, I gotta pause and read some chat. King has been catching up on Death of the Reader and is still a few months behind. Listen, don't worry. Pick the books you like. There's a logical flow between the episodes, but you're not gonna miss out on an enormous sense of continuity if you just want to catch up. Forgot you'd been doing this show since before 2020. Yeah, we started April 2019. We'd been piloting it since like the start of that year. I was working part-time in a job that ended up going full-time, so it made it a bit of a mess for us. I nearly thought we'd just have to cancel it outright because of a kind of professional, like, non-compete thing, but my job at the time was generous enough to not kind of worry about that. For as much as I liked Umineko, by the way, I never got into the murder mystery genre more, which made following the rest of your content a bit hard for me personally. Yeah, I mean, like, I can definitely understand that. Reading books is, like, you know, one of the reasons we started Death of the Reader. Oh, I got it in, and I screwed it up then. Damn it. I wish I was as good at this game as my hands sometimes are. One of the reasons we started Death of the Reader is, I think, like, at least for me, I very much burned out on just kind of reading in general. And Death of the Reader was a really good opportunity for me to kind of, like, rekindle some of that love with the bit of context that, you know, Ryukishi's writing had kind of given for that. And I think that, like, you know, aside from wanting to self-promote my projects and do well at the things I do, I think the main thing for me is, like, I've really enjoyed seeing a bunch of people, you know, hopping back in and saying that they also learned to kind of enjoy reading again, from kind of watching along with the show or doing a, like, similar kind of curriculum-esque reading thinger. I guess my general response to you saying you don't like the crime fiction stuff that much is, like, you're doing you, man. As long as you're reading some stories. The stories are great. Storytellers are cool people. You read much other than the books you cover. Like, have you read Knox and Van Dyne's other stuff? So I think I've probably read a bit more than Ben has on that front, but honestly, we generally try not to read too much outside of the show, just because, like, anything could be fodder for the show. So a lot of the stuff that we read outside the show is like Ben's been reading a lot of science fiction. He kind of reread the entire Dune cycle not too long ago. I recently read A Canticle for Leibowitz, which is also a science fiction story that a friend recommended to me. Great book, by the way, like really interesting look at some very forward-thinking science fiction from like the 50s, I want to say. It was really weird seeing how like much foresight there was in that writing for how old it was. Cause me a mess, by the way. One of my favorite pieces on the soundtrack right here. Ugh. If only I was good enough to enjoy it instead of just smashing buttons. Uh-oh, that's not particularly tidy. I'm not particularly proud of what I did just there, but I think it's definitely amongst the lesser of the mistakes I've made this evening. There we go. You realize your stream was fine? It's alright, G-Shan. Listen, if you're behind on the stream, technically you'll be, like, live up to date with where my brain is on chat, because this is difficult. How much mileage do you think I can get out of that one joke today? Because it seems to be the only joke I have. Become a full-blown weeb channel and hit 100k in 6 months, you promise? It's true, I hear that the Trash Taste Boys are in Sydney. That's like the secret to internet success these days. Gotta have hot takes about anime that you don't watch, or whatever their gimmick is. I don't know. I don't have enough time to watch that. I mean, that's a lie. I definitely have enough time to watch that. That doesn't mean that I do. There we go. Being Jacono is suffering, I'll just pretend Jacono is more cringe than me to feel better. I mean, that might be true. I don't have data to prove otherwise. I keep thinking every time I get into a level that it's going to be the one that kills me, and I've made it way further than I thought I would on one life. I don't really know what to do with how smoothly this has gone so far. Like, surely this is now going to be the one that kills me because I've had the hubris to observe it, right? Level does get pretty quick. I'm concerned. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not a weeb. I'd say I'm statistically more of a weeb than like most people I know in my day-to-day life. But I think I also like rage about it more than most people I know. Maybe I'm just in denial. Maybe I've just been in denial all along. I don't even remember. What was the last anime I watched? Oh, did I ever tell you guys about Pretty Boy Detective Club on this channel? Because that show was great. Guess welcome to the horses dancing level. Very stressful, probably. I don't know if it like is quite as hard on expert, like it's quite as much of a skill bump on expert, but it was definitely one of the levels on like the regular difficulty that I think took me the longest to get on top of. Boy Detective Club. You think you've heard of it? What are you doing with the coffee? What is Saws doing with the coffee? Saws, I need you to tell me what you are doing with the coffee. And can you make me some? Because I definitely should get a drink. Uh-oh, that was terrible. I'm gonna fix that before it's a problem. There we go, that's not too bad. Just in the nick of time, too. Good gracious. That. But yeah, okay, so Pretty Boy Detectives Club is a, it's the original light novel, I want to say, is by Nisio Isin of Monogatari fame, and if you're familiar with his style, which I am not, but my friends who love his work tell me that Pretty Boy Detective Club is right up that same alley of, like, induced chaos. And Pretty Boy Detective Club is basically a series of pastiches of some of Edogawa Rampo's, like, young detective characters. I forget the name of them. I do know it, but I forget off the top of my head. And it is such a wild ride because on the one hand it is so incredibly clever, and the like references to the murder mystery, like the Japanese murder mystery fiction that I have read that are in there are like really nuanced and very well integrated into what is honestly a just utter mess. Like it's kind of impressive, honestly. But at the same time, it's so chaotic and doesn't let anything get in the way. Oh, I messed that up. Doesn't let anything get in the way of like how ridiculous it wants to be. Oy, that was way more adventurous than I thought that piece was going to be. The thing is, it wasn't just like the show was a mess and it meant to be. And the fact that the references were, like, so sincerely and faithfully integrated kind of showed to me that it knew what it was doing when it wouldn't have felt like it otherwise. I've yet to confirm it, because I haven't gone through and, like, read any of the original, like, texts, but I want to say that the theme song for the first season of that show, there's only one season, I think, so far, like, every lyric in the opening theme reminded me of a bunch of lines from like the novels that the show was spoofing. One of the episodes that was based on a book that we have covered on Death of the Reader was like so incredibly clever with the way that it completely reverse engineered the plot. It was just like a really nicely lighthearted way to go back and like reminisce on some really fun, clever stories. I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed that show, because it was like a little too anime for my tastes normally, but I think the like care and attention to detail of the murder mystery stuff kind of pulled me over the line. That was a terrible misdrop a couple of pieces ago, by the way. I don't think we've made a worse misdrop all night, which means that I'm probably getting too relaxed. It's time for disaster. Everything's gonna go wrong. Fortunately, I don't think this level gets too fast. I want to say it's the one after this where they push you. So, did you ever end up getting me that coffee, by the way? Oh no! I hit the wrong button when I rejoined. Ruined my stack again. Okay, this is a problem. We're fixing this. Maybe we're not. That's not particularly good pieces for the act of fixing. There we go, that's better. Only causing myself more problems than I'm solving here, but not much I can do about that at the moment. Oh no! Oh, God damn it! Oh dear, that's quite bad. How much more Tetris can my poor brain handle? Too enraptured by your sick Tetris skills, you can't go make coffee. There are no sick Tetris skills here, so I'm perfectly healthy. There we go, second joke for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And by extension, another recycling of the first. How long has it taken for you to backseat game? I mean, listen, you're welcome to backseat game. I feel like people backseating me while I was playing Tetris was genuinely very helpful for my progression. I had one friend who you will remember as the one-time voice of Satoshi from from Arc 5 of Higurashi, sitting in Discord yelling at me to not stack on the garbage every time I stacked on the garbage in this game, and it was very annoying, but I think actually helpful in, like, me figuring out how to kind of keep ahead of the board a little bit. Wouldn't hesitate to say that I've gotten anything close to good at it, but definitely got a lot better with someone being just a little bit cruel. Oops. No, that's fine. That's fine. This works. I believe Satoshi is real and yelled at you? Yeah. Didn't you hear? Higurashi is real. By the way, did any of you see the photo this week of Ryukishi doing Renahans in Shirakawa Go? That was truly a terrible post, but I'm glad that I lived to see it. I don't think there was anyone else in the picture, Kedan, but I could be wrong about that. I largely saw it in passing as I was trying not to be on Twitter. Twitter is not good for my health. Hold on, what's this? I saw the Renner, but I don't know about the hand. Yes, the Kasai. The Kasai was kinda... You're gonna have to explain this to me, G-Chan, in as PG terms as you can, because I don't want to get delisted from the surprise success that the algorithm has given me with my bullshit title. Also, hello, level 1 thief. Welcome to me rambling as I play Tetris, because G-Chan was complaining that there was no stream today, and I was also upset that there were no streams today, so I made my own. Except instead of with blackjack and hookers, it's ambient music and difficult challenges, which I suppose is basically the same thing. Surprised they let me get away with that. Really surprised. Hot man with sunnies, that's all. Okay. One Thief is literally reading loopers right now. Let's take a pause and go look at loopers on my Switch's home screen, and then leave and never think about it again. Ah, damn, she misdropped the first piece for me. That monster. How could he do this to me? I live in fear of the idea that Ryukishi may know about Russian Jessica. I don't want anyone to ever tell me if he knows. I don't want him to ever tell me if he knows. I'm just afraid that it's possible. Didn't actually know Tetris Effect is on Switch. Yeah, I waited to get this game on Switch. Because I was like, I need a portable Tetris client if I'm going to get into Tetris. I played it on a friend's PlayStation once and was like, yeah, I'm about this life. Okay, this is getting fucking tricky. Definitely not gonna be any good scores in this run, I'll tell you that much. Yep. Oops, that was not what I intended to do. That was also not what I intended to do. This is the problem. You can tell when Tetris gets fast when stuff starts happening, like, faster than you could acknowledge that it's gone wrong. Badly. Not really sure what the best way out of this predicament is right here, but I'm just gonna keep on stacking. Oh no! Ah, I didn't rotate that time. There we go. We made it out. Red Russian Jessica is a treat, though. I mean, listen, Russian Jessica is a treat for both me and me and the rest of the world. I really enjoyed doing that voice. I just like, I wouldn't ever want an author to like acknowledge that I desecrated their creations so intensely. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that desecration. I just... Oop, that was a chunky misdrop. That's right, I said desecrated, G-Chan. I picked my words. I'm really concerned this is gonna pick up before... Okay, good. Wasn't looking at the line count there. It'd be great if Ryukishi and New Umineko anime with Russian Jessica VA. Oh no. Oh, that would truly be, I think, the moment that I know my career in entertainment is over. Not because I think it would damage my career in entertainment, but I just don't think there's any going up from there. Like, I would have to retire and join the ranks of people who started working in media and ended up as air conditioning repairmen. Surprisingly frequent career path for some reason, as I think I've mentioned elsewhere. What if I desiccated an author's work? Are we talking like coconut? Like, what sort of desiccation? The Switch is kind of struggling with this level today. Didn't really notice much in the way of like laggy levels the first time I played this through, but I've made a mess. I've made another mess. think about my life choices and try to not make further bad ones. Oh, there we go. That was another bad one. I habitually hit the swap button, and it was bad for my health. And we did it again. Someone should ban me from using the swap button unless I have filed the requisite paperwork. Oh, that was probably a bad choice. Oh, there we go. There we go. Not super happy about that mess drop, but at least it has been the lesser of my sins today. By the way, for those of you who have joined us since I last mentioned it, part of why I'm live today is because Death of the Reader has an upcoming live show, which will, hopefully, should technology work, also be broadcast on this here YouTube channel. But we're going to be going live onto SER Thursday night, 7:30 PM Sydney time, for the first iteration of Death of the Reader Undead. Death of the Reader, I want live jockers. I mean, listen, I can put on Death of the Reader to provide you company while I fail to get the whole way to the end of Tetris Effect. Actual Death of the Reader, like regular Murder Mystery World Tour, is live in 5 minutes. Except it's not live, it's pre-recorded because Ben and I both have jobs, and it's very difficult to do a volunteer radio program and have a job at the same time. What do I want to do here? This... Now, I believe this level gets pretty nuts fast, so I want to try and make a tidy stack while the speed is amicable. And then I can consider how to approach the rest of this once my tax return has come in. Wasn't that as good as we're gonna get on that. Let's go. Great start. Lock the gap you built for yourself. Beautiful place. One thing is for Tetris certain, I have no finesse. No score, only Tetris. Actually, wait, that's a lie. No score, only line clear. Because Tetris would be scoring. I'd kind of like to show you nerds how stupid fast this level is, but I think the pieces basically appearing at the bottom of the screen is hopefully enough of an indicator of how ridiculous Tetris can be. Shout out to the master mode nerds. Oh dear. That's fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Fireworks and hype and all that stuff. Okay. Okay. I'll have to join you guys for the live show at 4:30 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah. 4:30 in the morning on a Thursday is a bad idea. I completely agree. Get sleep. If we could do it at a better time, we definitely would. But it is just about the only time of the week that we A, already have a slot, and B, have time in the work week. But don't worry, it will be available on here to VOD later. And we might do some, like, international friendly time zone ones on the weekends and stuff if we kind of get into the swing of things. But it is at least an experiment for the moment. Read an interview by a pro Tetris player. They don't even look at the board, they just watch the pieces that are coming next and visualize the board. Oh yeah, no, like, when I kind of get into the swing of things doing master mode, which is basically all at that speed of the last level or higher, it totally gets like that. You just kind of in a bit of a flow state where stuff just kind of lands in the right place because you have enough attention to kind of like put stuff where it belongs based on what you see coming up next. But I find for me, I need to be under like, I need to have the ability to focus on just the one thing, which I don't presently, and also like kind of be under enough pressure to kind of force me into that state of mind. I'm not good at just kind of engaging my Super Saiyan Tetris powers, or however, how do you Dragon Ball reference? How does one do a Dragon Ball? I'm guessing this is the Tetris equivalent of looking at the bottom of the screen in DDR instead of looking at the timing stuff at the top. Wouldn't it be the other way around? Didn't you look at the... You look ahead, which is at the top? The notes move down on the DDR screen? Maybe I'm mixing up my dance plans. I should try to stream Beat Saber sometime. I've been having a lot of fun with Beat Saber. Is the bottom to top? Okay, yeah. I will defer to your undoubtedly more qualified wisdom, G-Chan. I don't know if I quite wanted to do that, but I guess I did it anyway. I think the other thing you'll find, like, top modern Tetris players do in relation to what you were saying, Red, is that as well as, like, looking at the bag and kind of picking their pieces, whoops, that was actually a better piece that I swapped away there, as well as looking at the bag and just kind of getting into flow based on what they visualize the board to be, they'll also have, like, a lot of kind of preset knowledge of where to drop a certain piece in a certain scenario. Because like there are very particular actions, as I was mentioning earlier, to get the most finessed drop into any one particular location. So as well as knowing and visualizing the shape of the board, you also kind of gotta have some muscle memory for, like, a lot of variations of possible play. You were legally obligated to click here? Yeah, you were. Thank you for showing up, Melas. Welcome to me streaming Tetris and rambling about whatever I can keep my mind unoccupied enough to do at the same time. In here chatting about the live show for our kind of murder mystery variety half hour on this Thursday night. Death of the Reader Undead. Two to 3 line combos work better than 4 lines? What do you mean by that, King? Telling me I'm not T-spinning enough? Because I agree. I definitely do not have the wherewithal to T-spin right now. The T-spinning part of my brain is well and truly caught up in chat. If I'm preempting King enough there, level 1 Thief, King is actually kind of right in that modern Tetris, the way that it works is that T-spins, where you can kind of rotate a T-piece into a bit of an illegal gap, scores like bigger multipliers. So getting like back-to-backs on T-spins, Tetrises, and full clears is like the best way to score, because it keeps a multiplier up. The T-spin multiplier is already pretty high on its own, and you look cool doing it, you know? I gotta pause to read that one. Oh, Dad, welcome. I've been watching the live stream since the beginning, but I got hypnotized by you playing the game. Level 1 Thief, illegal back alley Tetris. I mean, that's how T-spins feel. They feel very illegal. I've only done one tonight. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with another. I don't think I have quite the wherewithal to do any more than that. Probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, that was a mini T-spin. I don't know what that means, but I guess I got one. I guess add that to the T-spin tally, those of you that have been keeping score at home. It is Death of the Reader time. Let me pull up Death of the Reader, and we can see if the show is even actually working. Oh dear, that's gonna be doing. How do I get that to not? I guess I gotta do that and then that.
So bizarre. It's like weirdly entertaining though, I will say. Good grief.
One of the things that was weirdly entertaining, and we were disagreeing on this while we were...
Why is that so much louder in one ear?
Because it's set in the modern day. It's like 2018 or something this show started.
Yeah, 2018.
I felt that they'd kind of effectively used the modern technology part of Mystery as the precursor.
The reason I pulled it up 6 minutes late is because I'm not listening to myself talk in the past for that long. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, I really need to figure out what's going on with the two SER broadcast systems and their one-earedness. So that was a bad drop. Let's get a line piece quickly. We've had some really weird stuff going on at the station in terms of like just some channels that like some of the like desks are just outputting stuff with like imbalanced audio, and it's on like different sides each time. So like makes me think it's like a software bug, but I have no idea how to track it down. And the people who are normally responsible for that are all very busy at the moment. At least the site has the little load logo now, yeah. one thing, you know, I love 2SER. It's a great place to like work and make stuff, but it does get a little frustrating when like, you know, there's not enough budget to like get some basic stuff like panning fixed, because nobody knows how to track it down. Like, I should say, I'm not talking too much shit here, because technically it is my job to track it down. That is what I do at the station, but so far I have not had much in the way of success at figuring it out, because it's not in an easy location at the very least. Or maybe I'm just dumb. Both are possible. By the way, tonight's episode, we're talking about screen adaptations of Miss Marple, The Body in the Library. And good gracious, we watched a K-drama I mentioned earlier in the stream, Miss Ma Nemesis, which is a officially licensed Agatha Christie adaptation for South Korean television. And it is truly just crazy. There is so little to do with the, like, quaint, elderly, personable character of Miss Marple in that show, and I kind of love how just absolutely out the window they went with the fundamentals of the character while still, like, being faithful to so many, like, individual little bits of the books. It's a really fun time. You're at least a little smart, Death of the Reader is proof. Yeah, but I don't think doing crime fiction analysis necessarily makes me particularly good at doing, like, audio infrastructure maintenance. Which is why I'm only doing it part-time as kind of the fill-in guy, whilst the actual professionals are busy. It's an interesting challenge. Oh, I forgot this level slowed down in the middle. Probably make some smart plays and, like, take advantage of that, I guess. As much as I would love to T-spin, I don't think I'm feeling quite brave enough at this speed. Nope, messed that up. Down stacking. Tidy up our mess here. Wish more modern mystery novels followed Nox's laws. They all seem to have Deus Ex Machina BS to gotcha readers now. Yeah, we were having a kind of like preliminary discussion about Only Murders in the Building to that effect, to like try and figure out if we wanted to cover anything about it on the show, which we might do on the like Death of the Reader Undead thing, because that's kind of the point, is to have some, oh dear, what did I do there? Some like lighthearted discussion about stuff we wouldn't normally get to cover. But like there's this moment in the first episode where all of the characters are light on a clue at like the same time, and it was really interesting to me because if the show had like put the clue in the other order, so they'd shown you the material of the clue before the character of the clue, then it would have been like a really good kind of murder mystery moment. But because it was the other way around, it just felt like really cheap from the murder mystery perspective. But at the same time, I think, like, you know, aside from a couple of odd things, generally, I think the murder mysteries that we have been getting in, like, broader Western pop culture at the moment have been, like, pretty solid. Like, Knives Out was a real banger. Death on the Nile, obviously being a Christie adaptation, you know, kind of had to be fair play by the way Christie did it. But I thought that it was, like, a good bit of fun. I'm trying to think what other murder mystery stuff I've been, like, watching that isn't, like, Southeast Asian at the moment. I mean, that's where the Noxy stuff is. But like novels, though, novels I think are in a pretty good place. There's not as many who are like into the closed and locked room mystery in the like published sphere. But Benjamin Stevenson's "Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone" is a spoof of the Nox Decalogue, and if you're into that sort of stuff, that novel is a lot of fun. Benjamin Stevenson used to be part of a like comedy duo with his brother here in Australia, and you know, obviously not everyone's flavor of comedy is going to be for everyone, but I think that if you kind of vibe with the way that Benjamin writes, that novel is such a good time. Solari Gentil's The Woman in the Library, which we just covered on the show, is like... It's not Noxian because it can't be, in the sense that, like, it's not a traditional mystery, but I think if you enjoy mystery, Solari's metafiction stuff is, like, so faithful to the spirit of that sort of stuff. And then also there's, like... You know, there's a lot of classic mystery novels that you might not have read that are really, really good times. You know, Jim Noy at The Invisible Event, Brad at Our Sweet Mystery, is it Aiden who runs Mysteries Ahoy? All write up some really phenomenal stuff on, that was a bad misdrop. Some really phenomenal stuff on, like, the wider world of kind of murder mysteries that you can find out in the wild. A lot of classic stuff on those blogs, obviously, but that's not to say that they don't have anything new to show you. The Pushkin Vertigo releases of Seishi Yokomizo's novels are a really fun kind of different territory. If you've never read kind of a lot of, at least, Japanese murder mystery novels, there'll be a lot of really familiar stuff if you come from the Umineko world. Who else? Aoife Clifford's When We Fall, I thought did a really good job of making a compelling, like, fair play murder mystery out of what really didn't kind of need to be a fair play mystery. Oh, I'm glad I got to the end of that. Oh my god. Okay. This game scares you? Yeah, G-Chan, it scares me too. AI The Somnian Files, Nirvana Institute, it's a blast, but no respect for the rules. I don't remember, I don't know if I have either of the AI... Let me have a look. I'm searching on another monitor. No, okay. Ben owns AI The Somnium Files. I do not. I know Ketone, I don't know if you're still in chat, but I know you recommended that a bunch to me. And I would like to kind of get around to it at some point. It's one of those things that, like, I've seen enough about it that I'm curious. I just don't have the space in my life to get to it with any urgency. So, one day on that. Okay, this is properly fucking difficult right now. This is not. Oh, there we go. Oh no! Oh, I had a good spot there and I screwed it up. That particular option, but I took it anyway. Yes, there we go. Oops. Dear governor. There you go. There. Holding it together narrowly over here. Oh yes, okay. Moment's reprieve. I don't remember if it gets faster after this, but I'm certainly feeling pretty sweaty. No, that piece had gone in there. I didn't see that. Thank you, piece selection gods. Based 7. That. There we go. Okay. Okay, I didn't breathe much for that. Meant to follow the death of the reader this year, but my job got incredibly stupid until very recently. It's been tough to keep up with anything, so the last one I read was The Dying Day. Oh, yeah, speaking of The Dying Day, I have a pre-release copy of its sequel on my desk right now, The Lost Man of Bombay by Wasim Khan. Comes out Thursday, 18th of August. I was sent this copy by the publishers Hodder and Stoughton, so full disclosure on that front. I didn't ask for the copy, it just actually just showed up to work one day, which is very nice of them to send it over. I have not finished the book yet, but I'm having a great time with it. So hopefully going to have Wasim on to talk about that, probably on the live show, because we've already had him on like so much this year. But yeah, thank you to the publishers for sending that through. And if you like The Dying Day, the next book is also great. I've got a bunch of books on my desk that publishers just sent through to the office without me even asking, which was kind of weird. Like, a bit of a like, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm qualified for this moment, but you know, I can't complain. I really appreciate that they sent those through. It's also a bit weird, like during the first few years of Death of the Reader, like I always bought everything we covered, even if it was like public domain. Just because I always, like, I don't know, I feel like from there's a certain level of, like, importance to me in, like, treating products that you're recommending as though someone is going to be buying them, because, like, you know, they could very well not have the option but to buy it, so you have to kind of respect the suggestion that you're making. But now, like, I don't know, I've gotten to the point where, like, I have been buying people gift books that I've liked as gifts for the same reason, where, like, I feel like I can't ethically, sincerely recommend something unless I've, you know, put my money on the table for it. So there's going to be someone this year who's getting a copy of The Lost Man of Bombay that I buy, having recommended it to you all now. That was not the smartest job that I've done tonight. Oh, I forgot about the cheering children in this level. Shout out to children who I believe I will shortly be bullying on Death of the Reader in tonight's episode, or maybe I already have. We watched the BBC version as well as the Korean Miss Ma Nemesis version of The Body in the Library, and goodness, I don't know, like, what direction the children were given in the BBC adaptation, but their performances are just so uncomfortably, like, delivered. I don't think it's anything to do with, like, the actors. They're just, like, told to speak more slowly, I guess to enunciate better, and it just comes across, like, bizarre and lethargic. There we go. Played Umineko and VLR and the Danganronpa games all right on top of each other, and that was a wild year. I imagine you probably had a bit more time that year than you do now. You have to go do some dishes, G-chan? Alright. Get your dishes done at a reasonable time. That sounds responsible. Who knows, maybe I will still be alive by the time you come back. I'm actually, like, genuinely shocked that I have made it this long without dying. Like, I'm almost gonna feel bad if I actually do die at this point, because this has been much better than my average performance in Tetris Effect. I also haven't actually, like, played a lot super recently, because as I have alluded to, got into Beat Saber, and that has been my evening addiction. Let's tidy this board up, that is not going to keep me alive. Perhaps a little optimistic, but I guess we'll see how we go. It's better, at least. Probably overestimated how much time I actually had on that slow mode there. What do they call it? Zone. They call it zone. Oh, that's bad. No, this is gonna be the end of me. I can smell it. Oh no. No, that's it, we're done for, we're so done for. Oh my god. That's it, we did it, we finally died. Oh, I don't actually know how far in that is, I'm gonna go back and have a look. Oh, look at how close we got to the end of the game on one life. Oh, that is mega. I feel really good about making it that far. I think that's the furthest I've ever made it on one life at this difficulty. Wow. Alright. I suppose if we're this close, I should probably try push to the end of the game. Like, it's not... far. I guess if you guys want to see something else other than Tetris, we've got a few options in here. What else do I have on this Switch? I'm not playing Pokemon Unite, that's for sure. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. Maybe try to get to the end of this game. If you guys want to see anything else, let me know. And of course, this is the part where I once again repeat, like, hey, Death of the Arena live show coming up this Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Sydney time, 21st of July. Forgotten what parts of the date I've said already, but it's one of them days of the week. Oh no, that was objectively worse than the other piece that I had. At least we can begin with a Tetris. If the subsequent drop is not nearly as pretty. Have plans Thursday night? Jen, how have you only just realized this now after me shilling the event for the entire evening? I mean, that said, like, we will definitely miss your presence on Thursday evening. Also, I just realized, Level 1 Thief, isn't this, like, first thing in the morning on a Sunday for you? In which case, I extra appreciate those of you who are up at ridiculous hours showing up because of my bizarre choice of stream title. It's fun hanging with you all. Hello, Ash Mannix. Might make it. It's only a half-hour show, G-Chan. You have to be very prompt. Wait, Thief, are you up like late at 6 a.m.? Go to bed. Oh my god. Not a good piece selection, but I guess I brought that upon myself. I tell you what, I never would have made it through this level at this pace with the stack that I had going before I died. This is awfully difficult speed. It's like, we've definitely done faster tonight, but there's kind of like a bit of a sweet spot I find where, like, if it's really fast, you can't kind of help but get in the zone, whereas like a quick but not quite all the way pace. You might have gone to bed if you weren't legally obligated to click this. Oh no, I feel bad, Thief. I'm so sorry, get sleep. You have fulfilled your legal duties by clicking on this stream. Midday-ish in the UK, yeah. Now, this is a good time I tend to find for like speaking with authors that we get from the UK. Though it also, I guess, depends on the time of year. One thing that is interesting is, like, I wouldn't dare say that I'm an expert on time zones, but I definitely have to think about time zones a lot more than probably the average person does because of, you know, lining up interviews with people from all around the world for the show. And, like, It's interesting how second nature it gets at a point. Get all these shorthands for dealing with how to convert from the various time zones that you're working with, right up until you get really confused and make a mess of things. But that doesn't happen so much anymore as it used to. Not a big fan of this stack that I've made for myself here, but I don't think it's going to kill me just yet. We're in space. Interesting that this level is here and that the last level in the game is called Stratosphere. Tell me how space works. How do the layers of the atmosphere work? We have a scientist in chat who can update us on the technicalities of the terminology. Clever, but yes, we will have to deal with it. What kind of trench is that was clever. Focus. Whatever the how does the Ariana Grande song by that title go? Which G-Chan did still to this day my favorite all-time bullshit fan art. Truly incredible work. "1:30 a.m. Hawaii time." My goodness. Never sleep anyways, and I'd be unlucky with your streams lately. Yeah, sorry about that. That's what happens. This is what happens when Ben and I are working full-time. Ashmanix, become more aware of time zones when streaming sometimes. They have 1 or 2 American subscribers who jump in from time to time. Yeah. No, you definitely get that, I think. I used to run a raid training for Guild Wars 2. I think there are still some videos up on my channel from back in those days. And that was definitely like the thing that first kind of got me thinking about like time zone management in my day-to-day life. I don't know if I ever had this rant on the channel before, but like I remember back when I was younger, my family had a bit of a moral panic moment because my cousin was like allegedly addicted to these video games, and then like some, I don't know, 15 years later? Like, jeez, I don't remember. But several years later, I remember I was playing Guild Wars 2 with a bunch of friends on there, and I typed in the /age command in the game, which tells you like how many hours you have on that particular character and across your account, and I was like, oh, right, maybe my family was just having a bit of a panic moment, because I definitely am playing more of this game than my cousin ever had time to do. I have not played that game in a good while, though. I kind of miss MMOs, but I also don't miss the like MMO life, you know? It is a bit of a job. Yeah, you know how I was saying a couple of levels ago that like sometimes the faster speeds are a little easier than the middling speeds? This is exactly kind of what I was talking about. There's a really nice kind of rhythm, I think, to the way you have to play at speed 18 here compared to what was it, 14 that we were on? Who knows how 20 is gonna go for us right now? This song slaps, by the way. Love it. There we go. MMO life I forsook, not for me. Yeah, it's not great. Also, welcome back from doing the dishes, G-Chan. You can get heavily into MMOs besides RuneScape back in the day because you could access it from university computers. No, I got into MMOs really late because I, like, you know, that story about my cousin that I was mentioning, that I like kind of preemptively swore them off because I was like, oh no, they can do such terrible things to one's life. Why would you ever want to partake in MMOs? So please forgive me if I begin singing along with this song. I don't think I'll quite have the brain space to do it, but it can happen. It's going to take pretty much all of my focus. Actually, I really shouldn't sing along with this because I don't know if the time delay is like exactly on because of the capture card. Because I think I'm listening to it in my headphones a little bit ahead of you. Which is sad because I do like singing along with this. Such a good tune. Game soundtrack is incredible. One of the few soundtracks for a video game I think that ever like has had the effect on me where every time I hear the soundtrack I just go, God, I just want to play the game. That was like why I chose this for the stream today, because it's just, it feels so good to control this soundtrack. Like it's great on its own, and then it just has this incredible like gentle, easy to manage interactivity. It's just so much fun. Scratches exactly the right itch for me. Oop, that's not particularly tidy. Oh, I did it, sorry. Oh yeah, 90 lines. Yeah, this is the level I was mentioning earlier that I was playing on a flight during turbulence. Got to like the fastest point of the song, just like the fastest point of the level rather, as we were hitting like the heaviest turbulence on the flight, and it was like an international flight, like completely pitch dark in the cabin. Everyone else around me was asleep. And I was like losing my mind over this. It was so good. Such a slog to get through it, but God, the adrenaline rush was phenomenal. I'm honestly surprised that experience didn't kill the game for me, just because it was like so good. I don't think I could top it. Nearly had a very bad misrep just then. Alright, here we go. This is when the turbulence hit, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished envies of the audience. Good line clear, but I will take it. I don't know if it's just because I'm not going for score at the moment, but this is like a really tidy stack for me at this level. Stop singing along. You might be out of time. It would be unpleasant. What happened there? What happened there? Oh, there we go. Listen, there's nothing wrong with singing along with the songs you're playing. I just wouldn't want to be out of time, G-Chan. Those was Korean, this is MMOs we're talking about. Mabinogi, which I don't actively play anymore, but been on for 10 years now. Yeah, I think I'm coming up to 10 years on Guild Wars, though not all of them active. There you go, we made it through the entirety of the Tetris Effect's journey mode in under 2 hours. That, I think, is a personal best. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh my goodness. Turn this up. There you go. Ash Mannix, not a massive fan of Tetris, but watching you play this makes me want to try this game. The music is awesome. I mean, yeah, that is what hooked me on this. I had no interest in Tetris, and then I played the, like, first level of this game and was hooked. Fortunately, the campaign does have 2 easier difficulties than this to learn on. And the progression that they kind of take you through is actually a really good kind of pace to learn at, I found. My sister has also been playing through this game to kind of learn Tetris and got up to speed pretty quick. Hello, Metronomian. Welcome. Thank you for clicking, fulfilling your legal obligations. I still can't believe that title has dragged as many people in as it has. Having a good time. We just finished playing Journey Mode in Tetris Effect. I guess because I've gotten to the end. Do you guys want to see some Master Mode? It's hype as shit, but might kill me. Tetris takes you back to Game Boy, perhaps the Boomer in chat. I mean, I don't remember the first or like most I played of Tetris. Like, just was never really my thing or particularly good at it. Also, forgive me for not skipping the credits, because like, bang up tunes, you know?
Strength inside our hearts, it's all connected. We're all together in this love, don't you forget it. We're all connected in this love.
I should say, I do remember and have played the Game Boy, but I was pretty late to like most consoles. I got a PlayStation 2 the week the PlayStation 3 came out. I think I got an Xbox 360 the week the Xbox One came out. Just kind of, that's kind of my pace, you know. I was surprised that I ended up with the Nintendo Switch before Until the next trip, yeah. Very funny. Developers.
Always gonna be with you.
You saw Barber? You want to see some Barber action? What do we want to do in Barber? We should do some of the expansion. I haven't done much of the expansion. There is some crazy stuff in there. Well off the high score there. But hey, that was a solid effort. Yeah, let's go do some Barber, you know. How much of the Barber expansion have you nerds seen? Because this game is insane. Like, the original game was already insane, but there's some really nifty stuff. How do I get in there? No, not you. I do have some interesting custom levels there. Some really crazy shit, people. Yeah, new adventures. That's what I want. Let's just go through this. Catch you up to the tiny bit of progress that I've made. Baba is sleep, KK is move, flag is win, Baba is you, wall is stop, door is push. Baba's awake. Welcome. These adventures showcase entirely new words and surprises. Have fun. Thank you, Hempuli. Note though that these levels may assume you know how the game works, so be warned. Who is it? Let me grab a drink, actually. Oh, God. I remember why I skipped this level. One of the problems that I have in Barber Is You is that I'm, like, fine at the puzzle solving, but levels like this, where it's really just execution, absolutely kill me. Because we've got water is stop, which is all of this stuff here in front of my character. I facing it being my character, is move, which means that if we go in like that, they'll jump onto me and destroy me because I is defeat. I can't be changed into another object because of I is I, and that's pinned against the wall. So, what I believe I have to do is that I have to get the arrows to be me, and then the eyes to follow the arrows? Actually, I don't know. Anyway, let's try set this up. We gotta we gotta park one of these. No, we can't start down there, can we? We gotta space these out a little bit. Yeah, that's looking better. That's a problem. That's not a problem. There we go. Because we've got, so it's the eye in the bottom right is gonna be a bit of a headache. How do I set this up? Oh, goddamn. My weakness, my Barber weakness is truly just execution. happens if I do this? Is this even a valid statement? I mean, I assume it just means that it, like, changes direct. No, it doesn't even... Not a valid statement. Curious. Actually, is that fine because it's just facing? Oh, right. Sorry. I'm such a idiot. I'm gonna do I follow arrow as well. That's why this wasn't making any sense. Right, okay, so we gotta get them in position. Make I follow arrow. So I guess do we like preset that here? Nope, no. Oh my god. I think this is gonna kill me as well. Maybe master mode would have been easier. I suppose this is as good a time as any to remind you that coming up this... Oh, that's not even showing. There it is. Coming up this Thursday, Death of the Reader. 7:30 p.m. Sydney, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing Death of the Reader Undead, where I will hopefully be feeling a little more clever than than whatever I've done to myself here. Why did I agree to play Barber on stream? Listen, I have to get through this level at least, I think. Do I? No, I probably shouldn't. Because it'll take me too long. And it won't be particularly entertaining. I mean, unless chat, how do you think I execute this? Because, like, the solution is, to me, obviously, that we have to, like, stick an arrow here, stick an arrow here to get those two in the corners there, and then arrow here to get that one away from there. I just... Problem is that if I do this for like one of them... Yeah, see, they're all looking down now. Oh, what is the main premise of this game? Oh my goodness, okay. Ash Mannix. Let us go and introduce you to Baba Is You. What a disgrace that I did not do the kindness of introducing truly one of the greatest puzzle games of all time. Welcome to Baba Is You. In Baba Is You, this is a statement-operated logic puzzle game wherein all of these little statements here define the way that the level works. So, Baba is me, and I am Baba, this little sheep. You can see if I break the statement is you, the level kind of ends. Flag is win, which will mean that if I interact with the object that is win, which in this case is a flag, I will win the level. Rocks here are push, which means that if I move up against them and move into them, they move in the direction that I'm telling them to. And then wall, which is stop, means I cannot move up into this. But if I break wall is stop, suddenly I can walk all over the wall. If I break rock is push, I can suddenly walk all over the rock. And if I make rock is stop and wall is push, suddenly I can start messing with the level. And it becomes a sizable bit of chaos. And you know, while I'm at it, I can actually just go in and change my mind on how I want to beat the level. And now wallers win. So if I walk onto the wall, I now win. And over the course of the game, which I haven't finished on my Switch, but I have played through like 2 or 3 times the main game with some friends, you slowly build up knowledge of increasingly frustrating and complicated mechanics until eventually you beat all 236 base game levels and 400 expansion levels and the community map editor, wherein people have made working versions of entire other video games like Patrick's Parabox, which is another logic-based puzzle game wherein you move around pieces of reality to operate increasingly bizarre puzzles. Like this one here, where when I... This little blue tile here... this little blue tile here is the blue square that I am on. So if I exit this blue tile, I am now outside the tile, and I can push it on the square and go onto the flag to win. Yeah, this game, Ashmanix, is like crazy. It is incredible how much Hempuli, the developer of this game, has managed to make possible for how like simplistic it is. There's a working game of Picross that someone made here. Someone made a very laggy but also functional Smash Brothers spoof, which I still haven't actually won a game of. But here at like 2 frames a second, I can fight this other character here. I'm the white character, I'm Baba. KK is the other character's name. Complete with percentage bars, like multiplied knockback, double jumps. Come on, come on. Oh, it's not looking good for me. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. We lost. But yeah, so there are 3 main level packs. This is the base game. There's like 230 levels, I think. Then there's like 150 levels in Museum, which is a kind of like behind the scenes thing on the base game. And then New Adventures, I don't know how many levels there are, but there are a lot of them, and they are very hard. Should probably fight Apparition at least once. G-Chan, do you have your Switch at the ready? Like, do you want to throw down right now and smash? Yeah. Hello. DRZ, Dr. Z, Dr. Z. We did this one, excuse me. Ah, you don't have an online subscription? Damn. Let me know when you do. 10 PM and no, G-Chan, no. Be responsible. So, in this level, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Baba, they made us the wall. It's the same as the previous level. But there's no Baba for us to win. We gotta find another way to win. By manipulating the sentences. DRZ? Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We have just gotten off the back of a full expert clear of Tetris Effect journey mode, and I was prompted to go and play Barber, and I struggled. What do we got here? Rock is push, water is sink. We can push stuff onto the sinking object to get rid of them. But of course, the problem is if we sink that there, then we no longer have the text available to us. I'm gonna do that first of all, so I can actually get this through and push it away from the wall. And then, oh, right, of course. I'm being a very silly individual. I don't need to go for the flag, because this is Barber is you. Apparition, you are not the good on Smash. Alright. What is the time? It is 10 p.m. It's technically a work day tomorrow. G-Shan, have you made a bad decision? or should we call it a night? G-Chan did say get good. I know, I'm frightened at the prospect. Listen, if you want to throw down, G-Chan, I'm keen to throw down. Just let me know. Just set up a room, and let's hop in. Let's hop in and annihilate. It's up to you, G-Chan. You have the power to choose the future here. I don't know if I will destroy you. Oh no, is my Switch sound doing the bug? Sounds like it is. Is it doing that popping for you guys on stream as well? Can you hear that? It might just be my headphone output, but like, let me know if it is, because I find it very annoying. Okay, good. Oops. Really like your Igarashi and Kumaneko playthroughs, and really surprised how good I was. Thank you. I'm glad that the hard work paid off, because I mean, I say this a bunch on Death of the Reader, but like a lot of the murder mystery expertise that I have is really just stubbornness and an unwillingness to admit that I haven't figured out a story. Like, I will fight an author to solve a murder mystery, and I really enjoy the challenge. Just remember that if you were dumb enough to read a book 6 times over, you could solve any murder mystery too. Because that's the secret to success, baby. Who knew that hard work could pay off? Ashmanix. I watched Chrono's full Umineko playthrough, having played it all years ago, was blown away by the commentary the guys throughout the playthrough. Learned a lot more about the game. Yeah, I think it was like... It was honestly a really perfect first-time experience for me playing through the game. I definitely lucked out in terms of having someone fantastic like Ben to work with in putting that series together, because like it was a lot to do. Both like actually reading the story and doing the digital manufacturing of the playthrough. It was a fun challenge. Very lucky that like at that particular time in our lives we had the time to spend on it. I do have Higurashi Ray installed on this computer right here in anticipation of us making our glorious return to Ryukishi's texts. But we will see when we have the time for that, because I don't know if that's gonna be soon. I do look forward to it though. It should be fun. Been brushing up on my voices. I've figured out how to do Keiichi's voice way better on a technical level now. It's not nearly as like fatiguing to do for me anymore. Although I hope I also haven't like completely ruined the voice in the process of doing so, because I haven't like critically listened to it on recording. Hell yeah, Eternally Waiting. It's like, it's really just immersive. That's like the whole reason that we put these things off for so long. It's just to really lean into the time loop nature of the canon. Hey, there we go. Tetris Gymnastics. I don't like what I've made for myself here, but I suppose we can deal with it. The voice acting you guys did was awesome. The series actually inspired me to try a playthrough of VNs myself with a friend making our own videos. Nice! First time I read it, wasn't invested and didn't understand the story, but because of this playthrough I learned to appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It's always good to know that we actually contributed a little something, even if it was very silly. Oh, that's a nasty stack. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There we go. Oh, no, no! Ah, God, we've butchered that. Every time that sound plays, if you didn't figure this out when we were playing Tetris Effect earlier, the game gets faster, which you can see the speed in the bottom left corner there. I do not have the power to look at that speed right now, but it feels as though it's somewhere around 7 or 8, and it's very tricky. Oh no, that was actually the right piece. Why did I swap it out? And I did it again. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a clever boy. Whoops. This is getting towards a spicy finish here. Get in. Ah, damn it. Ray is really good. You get a lot of awesome character development. Yeah, I am really looking forward to it. Still remember being in my last year of high school and watching your first episode of Umaneko and telling my mates at school that these guys are really funny. That is a horrifying thought, honestly. Like, how long ago that was. Oh my god. We were still both at university when that all happened. It is coming up, actually. When is it? Oh yeah, the 22nd of July. The day after our live broadcast is 5 goddamn years since that first video came out, which is insane to me. Absolutely ridiculous. At least I'm pretty sure it's this Friday. Let me go check quickly. I'm gonna jump into the old Google box and see if I have that factoid right. Wow, I have a lot of videos uploaded to YouTube before the Urban Echo ones. There it is, July 24th, 2017. Okay. So, it's exactly a week from now. It has been 4 years and 51 weeks. Good gracious. Would love the Korohogushi Hen and Miyotsukushi, the alternate 8th arc ending. Are they both in Rei King? I'm not actually sure what's in what. Let me have a look. Saikuroshi, Hirokowashi, Batsukoishi? Wait, what cursed name? What cursed name did I speak? Also, yeah, I was looking a while ago at getting the, like, Switch releases of Umaneko and Higurashi just for nostalgia's sake. Batsukoichi? Okay, I will avoid saying it past that particular incident. Yeah, I was looking at getting the Switch releases, and god, they're like $100 and some bucks on Switch, which is obscene. I don't know what's up with the games market in Japan, but those prices are a little silly for games that old. I mean, listen, if we're gonna do Rei, we're either gonna do all of it, or we're gonna do probably just Saikuroshi? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. LHC was like, let's read Batsukoichi for April Fools, and we all regretted it. Do we have a PO box? This YouTube channel doesn't have a PO box, but if you address things to Death of the Reader at 2SER's post box, it will get to me. The details are on 2ser.com/contact. There is a PO box just under the phone numbers there, if you did want to send anything our way. But be aware that it does go to my office, not Ben's. So if you send anything embarrassing to Ben, I'm gonna see it first, which is either better or worse, depending on who you are. Alright, let's do it. Let's just for old time's sake. Let's go say hi to Ryukishi before we wrap up for this evening. This is the first time I've launched this. I don't even know if this is in English. Product is a work of fiction. All names, characters, organizations, locations, incidents, occupations are the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual person, living or dead, is purely coincidental. I mean, listen, King, if you got copies of the, Switch version, I'd be happy to take those off your hands, but feel no obligation to send them. You heard Loopers was a tribute to Little Busters? Were you guys around when on, oh my goodness, was it, oh, what was the name of the key website for oh, but when Ben went through and murder mysteried the hell out of the twist in Little Busters, truly one of my favorite internet fan forum moments of all time was the incessant discussion over whether they should delete all of Ben's posts because he got so close to the truth. Oh, what a classic. What do we have in here? Is there a character thing? Can we just look? Extras, gallery. Yeah, let's go. I don't have anything unlocked, of course. We're watching this opening and then I'm going to bed. Do I have to click? Do I have to click?
あなたの大切な宝物に願いを込めて、それを誰かに譲りなさい。できるだけたくさんの人々の手に渡るように伝えると良いでしょう。
You know, maybe I should just send Jockers the thing. It is just sitting here. I mean, whatever tickles your fancy, G-Chan. I should probably be reading these for those of you audiobooking this. Tell the person you give it to pass it on to others. Can I, like, scroll up here? Am I just locked in with my sins? Oh yeah, I should cast an extra special spell just for you. Take your most treasured possession. I'm sorry, I gotta turn this down. Take your most treasured possession, wish upon it, give it away. Tell the person you give it to, pass it on to others. Each time it changes hands, the magic inside it will grow. You think the triangle is log? Cringe reader Jockers? Triangle is log. What? Is this a cryptic spoiler apparition? You ruining the novel for me? Then when it becomes powerful enough, your wish shall be granted. Pay heed to my warning.
その宝物があなたの手元に戻ったとき
If your lost treasure ever returns to you, the magic will vanish. Whatever you do, not go looking for it. Apparition is pure, pure! I don't understand. That's it? Oh wow, what is this guy's voice? I gotta... I'm not doing voices. I said we'd do the intro. That's the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Loopers, never. Thank you for joining me for this random stream this evening and fulfilling your legal obligation to click on it if you saw it in your recommendations. One final reminder that Death of the Reader Undead debuts this Thursday, 7:30 p.m, 21st of July, Sydney, Australian Eastern Standard Time. It'd be very cool to see you here in chat if I can get it working, which I'm doing my best to make sure it will be working. And we can talk about all manner of crime fiction-y things for a half hour with an official broadcast, which is far more sophisticated than this. And I hope you all get better sleep than you're getting by presently being here, because some of you allegedly are being very irresponsible. Apparition, King, Ashmanix, DRZ, Red, Level 1 Thief, Odette. Who else has been in here today? Saws, Keton. It has been good having you with us. And I'll see you on Thursday, I hope. I'm out of here.